A lot of times we place blockages upon ourselves. We hear things or we see things, we create ideas in our head. Our mind goes on to block us from advancing. In a sense, it's limiting us. I've been taking strength training classes, and as someone who used to always declare I have no upper body strength, I have upper body strength. So I was declaring and putting a limit upon myself that wasn't true. I did over 100 push-ups in my class yesterday. That's someone who's strong. And I'm talking about like the real push-ups on your feet, not the girl push-ups on your knee. I noticed that I have mental blockages when it comes to weight. So we're doing rows, which is like you kind of hinge forward, you have 2 weights in your hands and you pull them up. And I'm choosing to do the 2 weights in my hands because I put a mental block on myself and I do not think that I can straddle the other bar and lift up the way that everyone else who's very strong in the class is lifting up. They're starting at like 50, 65 pounds and I have 20 pounds in my hands. I'm like, I can't do that. The trainer that I'm working with, he's like, just try it. So I tried it and I went from 20 pounds to 85 pounds. Very impressed with myself. Was it hard? Yes, but was I able to do it? Yes. I had placed that mental block on myself at 20 pounds, but really I could go up to 85. I switched and I started doing another exercise and I come back to the bar that I'm going to straddle. I didn't know that someone had added onto it. And I went there and I picked it up and I'm like, oh shit, this is heavier than I thought. But I did it. Not only did I move from 20 pounds to 85 pounds in that class, but I actually moved from 20 pounds to 115 pounds in that class. I had put on myself that I can't lift more than 20 pounds, but really my body was capable of 115 and I likely could have gone a little bit more. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie and I help people live happier, healthier, and more fulfilling lives by finding a balance between their mind, body, and soul. Today I just want to throw out a few ponderings about the limits that we place on ourselves in our mind. We are so capable as humans in our bodies. Seeing my own growth and seeing how I've evolved over the last 5 years, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, is really just amazing to see. For so long, I had placed so many blockages on myself. That's just the way that I am. It wasn't the way that I am, it's the way that I was acting. For so long, I declared I have no upper body strength, and I made that my reality. Our mind is so permeable, it will go wherever we tell it to go. That's why I'm such a huge fan of affirmations, because if you can just tell your mind what you want it to believe, it will start to believe whatever you tell it. That's why an affirmation practice is something that I stress so hard, especially if you're struggling with where you are and you're somewhere that you don't want to be. You have to start telling your brain different. I'm not a perfect person. I have anxious moments, I have depressive moments, I have very sad moments, but the difference is that I don't declare those things to be mine. If you want to have a happy life, if you want to have a healthy life, if you want to have a happy, healthy mindset, you have to stop identifying with things that you don't want to be. If you are feeling depressed, don't say, I am depressed. Say, I am feeling depressed right now. Literally every thought that we think, we are programming our minds. So do you want to program your mind to be depressed? No. Stop telling yourself you are depressed. You are not depressed, you are experiencing depression. I used to get prescribed Xanax for anxiety, and I used to say, I have anxiety. I used to declare anxiety to be mine. I would say, my anxiety. It's not my anxiety. It was an anxious moment that I was having. I haven't taken a Xanax in years. I haven't felt that I needed Xanax in years. If an anxious moment comes, I stay with it. And I'm saying, I'm having an anxious moment right now. I'm feeling anxious about something. Instead of saying, I'm anxious, instead of saying my anxiety, I say I'm having an anxious moment. I'm experiencing anxiety right now. Once we start to reframe the way that we say things, we start to reframe the way that we believe things. And once we start believing things differently, we open our mind to a whole other world of possibilities. We have the opportunity to either expand our world with our mind, or we have the opportunity to shrink our world with our mind. The choice is yours, and you are constantly choosing. So if you are living a life that you're not happy with, if you're living a life that you're not satisfied, you're not fulfilled with, I'm going to ask you to reevaluate some of the things that you are claiming as yours. Are you claiming depression? Are you claiming anxiety? Are you saying my life sucks? Are you saying I wish I wasn't here? Are you saying adulting is hard? These are all things that you are now making your life harder by your opinions. You are making your life harder by training your brain to be a victim. I used to train my brain to be a victim too. I was the most victim of the victims. I thrived on that victim energy, but it didn't feel good. I didn't feel good all the time. Nowadays, I feel good most of the time. And that's really just because of how I've trained my brain to react to certain things, to understand that depression, anxiety, sadness, grief, these are things that we are not going to be able to avoid. We are humans. We are having human experiences. Those feelings will always come for us. These things are not things that we can avoid, but what we can do is avoid falling into it indefinitely. Don't say, I'm anxious. Say, I'm having an anxious moment. Don't say I'm depressed. Say I'm experiencing depression right now. Once you train your mind to believe that it's temporary, your mind will let it be temporary. But if you're training your mind to believe that that is your reality and that is the only reality that you will have, then that's the only reality that you're going to have. So if you're in a reality that you don't really like, I'm going to ask you to challenge yourself to recognize where you're claiming things as yours that aren't things that you actually want for yourself. If you want depression and anxiety for yourself, then by all means, go ahead, claim it all day. But if that's not the reality you want to be living, stop claiming it. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Again, my name is Jackie. I help people live happier, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. If you want to feel good in your mind, if you want to feel good in your body, if you want to feel good within your soul, then you're in the right place. I make new videos here every Monday and Friday, so don't forget to click subscribe, and I'll see you at the beginning of next week.